Welcome back. In this video, we are going to go over the custom field setting, and you'll find it by going to the list options menu and then clicking custom fields. Now, a custom fields setting is for each individual list. So for the list that we created, we can create a certain kind of information that Aweber will store and that we can collect on any particular web form that we have when we create one. So, for example, we can collect an address, a phone number, and we can create any kind of field that we want based on our business. So in this particular case, we're going to create a custom field that we will use in a later sign-up form. Now, one of the things that we can do is we can give our subscribers the opportunity to update this information when they actually go to their subscriber options. So this would allow your subscriber to actually go back, even if they didn't have the opportunity to sign up with their birth date, they could change their subscriber options after the fact. So we'll click subscriber update, and then we will click add. So now what we have is we have a custom field that we'll be able to add to any of our sign up forms when we create them for a customer's birth date. And we can continue to add fields up to 25. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now in this video, we are going to set up our list automation, and we can do that by going to the list options menu and then clicking on list automation. Now, list automation allows us to move people between lists when certain actions happen. And this is a very easy way for us to be able to segment our list. We can subscribe members to certain lists when they subscribe to a list. We can unsubscribe members from a list when they subscribe to a list. And we can basically control these actions by creating an automation rule. Now you can see the automation rule by clicking the down arrow. And these are all of the automation rules that are available to us. We can unsubscribe a person from this list when they subscribe to a certain list that we already have. We can unsubscribe someone from this list when they unsubscribe from a certain list. We can subscribe someone to this list when they subscribe to another list. And this is a great way of being able to get people onto lists when they take certain actions. Now, creating a rule is as simple as determining which list you want to interact with and then setting the rule. So we can have someone unsubscribe from this list when they become part of a certain list. Now, this will be of particular use to us when we automate the process of putting someone onto our email marketing list when they actually make a purchase. So that if someone is part of the list that we're on, and this happens to be a prospect list or a new introductory customer list, we can have that person removed from that new introductory customer list to a more focused customer list when they purchase a certain product. This allows us to market effectively. And we can do that all inside of our list automation. So once we determine the list interaction, all we do is click the Save Automation rule. And then we have the rule in place. If we decide that we don't like the rule and it isn't working the way we'd like it to work, we can actually go to the delete button and take the rule out. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. We are now going to go to the reports menu, and we are now going to take a look at the settings. And what you'll notice is that the settings are actually the analytics setup. And this will allow you to track your activity to your email so that you'll be able to tell what kind of email you sent that caused sales, what kind of emails that you sent that caused certain activities. And this is a very good way of getting intelligence on how effective your email is. Now, there are a couple of steps in order to get analytics set up on your site with your email. Now, you'll notice here that step 1, Aweber talks about the premium analytics and the suite of features. And the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to copy this HTML code onto every page that you like to track. So in other words, wherever you want to track activity on your site, you'll need to copy this code and then place it inside of the body tag. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to copy this tag. We're going to right click and we're going to copy. And then we're going to head to our website. Now Aweber instructs you to put that JavaScript code within the body tags. Now if you were to use one of the popular web page builders for WordPress, which is OptimizePress, you would put that tracking code in this area where it says after the body tag, and you'd place this here. What you would do then is you would then click Save Settings. Once you did that, it would be time to head back to Aweber. And then you'd click the Continue to Step 2 button. Once you did that, you would want to then write in the web address where you actually placed the analytics code. Once you had the web address, you would click the Add button. Now, Aweber is officially tracking website clicks on the site where you placed the web address. Now, what we want to do within Aweber, and it gives us the opportunity to do, is to track sales, and we can do that by putting in a goal web page. Now, after website clicks, what you'd want to do is you'd want to track sales. So you'd want to place in this space a page where your client has to go one time after they have completed a sale. Now, you'd write in the goal description once you did that. So you'd pick up a page in your website that is a thank you page that your customer would visit one time. So in this case, we might select a download page that your customer would actually visit. And then we take the address of that page and we'd head back to Aweber. And what you do is you'd place the page in the goal page URL. You would describe the goal. And then you would track the particular event inside of Aweber. So you can track sale, CPC, CPM, or a page hit. And you could determine a particular monetary value for the page once it had been hit. So in this particular case, we can track a sale. We can say that the monetary value of hitting that page is $17. And then we can click the Add button. When you're tracking sales, you want to try to get a page that your client will visit one time. In verification with Aweber, if a customer visits this page twice, it will actually be counted twice, and that might throw off your monetary value. So you do want to keep that in mind. Now, one last area that is optional, but you'd want to actually place here, would be making sure that you want your IP address to be ignored in the statistics. And you can do that by finding your own IP address. And if you go to the website, what'smyipaddress.org, you will be able to find out what your IP address is. You can actually place that inside of Aweber. Once you've gathered that IP address and you've written it in, you can actually click Add. And you can add any number of IP addresses that you think will actually throw off your stats if you were visiting the pages where you are actually tracking goals. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. You are now looking at the Reports tab inside of Aweber, and what you'll notice is that in this Reports tab, if you go to the Reports tab and you go to the Individual Reports link, that'll bring you to the Reports dashboard. And there are two sections of the Reports dashboard. You can look at your account overall, or you can look at the individual statistics for one particular list, which is the one you have enabled in the right-hand corner. Now, if you look at your activity in any particular area, you can look at the data, or you can look at it according to individual leads. You can also look at it in detail if you click this link. You can look at your accounts over time, or you can look at it on a particular day, as you can see here. You can do the very same thing by looking at your account in aggregate in the account reports area. Now, if you want to look at the account's revenue and what your email is giving you over time, you are going to need to track activity and set goals. So when we set the analytics or the settings area in the reports tab, you will need to make sure that you are tracking the activity based on revenue goals that you set in the reports settings area. This is how Aweber tracks your revenue inside of your reports, bringing it down to the detail level with individual leads, as well as detail down to the day. But again, if you don't track the revenue from inside of the settings area on each individual page, you will not have any detail for account revenue over time. That is the only way that you're going to be able to get it. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.